we've got to have a governor who's bold, a governor who doesn't pander on pension reform, a governor who doesn't pander on the income tax, a governor who doesn't pander on energy resources.
This is Dave McKinney with the Chicago Sun-Times reporting from Springfield. During State Senator Bill Brady's 2010 bid for governor, Governor Pat Quinn hit him with a memorable campaign commercial that a London newspaper described as America's nastiest political ad.
Shame on Bill Brady. I am a Republican, but I don't support him for the mass euthanization of animals.
That video, punctuated by what sounded like the screams of dying animals, depicted Brady as a ghastly dog killer for sponsoring legislation he later dropped that was sought by an animal shelter in his district that wanted authority to gas rabid strays en masse. Outside of his family, few knew that Brady himself was a dog lover, or that his family's longtime golden retriever, Lady, would succumb to cancer shortly before his bitter loss to Quinn in the fall by a mere 31,834 votes out of 3.4 million cast. Nor was there publicity about the unlikely storyline of how in early 2011, after being maligned as a dog killer, Brady found two puppies of the same breed, Winston and Kelly, and according to his wife, partly relied on their presence to take the sting out of a rugged campaign in which Quinn hit him for wanting to cut the minimum wage, opposing abortion for rape and incest victims, and being open to teaching creationism in public schools. Quote, "It was probably one of the best things we ever did. Billy would come home from Springfield to be with the puppies. It was amazing therapy," Brady's wife, Nancy, told the Chicago Sun-Times. Whatever therapy was gleaned from those canines had better be enduring, because Brady has reimmersed himself in another brass-knuckles race for governor.
And I'm not one of these politicians like Mr. Brady who votes for all the spending.
It's his third time in pursuit of the executive mansion, finishing a distant third in the 2006 Republican gubernatorial primary, winning the 2010 GOP primary by just 193 votes, and coming within a political eyelash of defeating Quinn. This time, Brady is an underdog, running a shoestring campaign that may not have the resources to air a single television commercial before the March 18th primary, and getting outspent by GOP frontrunner Bruce Rauner by a nearly 54-1 margin during the last quarter of 2013. Brady is hoping the name identification he built for himself 4 years ago will help him endure Rauner's withering advertising juggernaut, and that polls showing Rauner with a comfortable lead over the four-way field grossly misread the mood of a GOP electorate perhaps willing to grant another chance at Quinn.
My past performance makes me the most electable because the people know me and they're comfortable with me. We came close, but we've got a base now to build on that no one else has in the race for governor. And I've had negative ads thrown against me and been tested and tried. No one else has.
Brady, 52, arrived in Springfield in 1993 and served 4 terms in the Illinois House before moving to the state Senate in 2003, where he has been ever since. He's been a reliable conservative vote, opposing the temporary increase in the state income tax, same-sex marriage, abolition of the death penalty, and medicinal use of marijuana. He backed legislation permitting Illinois gun owners to carry their weapons in public places. But Brady broke ranks with many in his party by voting to authorize undocumented immigrants to get state driver's licenses so long as they undergo training and carry auto insurance, a provision that pleased State Farm and Country Financial, 2 large insurance carriers based in his district. Brady also helped craft the pension reform package that Quinn signed into law last December and was the only Republican in the 4-way gubernatorial primary to support it.
Without that $1.3 billion in pension reform this year, the Democrats would absolutely have an argument to further penalize businesses and individuals in this state.
Nancy Brady said she knows a perception exists among voters in her party that her husband had his chance. Quote, "When somebody is that passionate or that driven about something, it isn't going to go away," she said of her husband, with whom she's had 3 children, now all adults. With those golden retriever puppies, each now 3 years old, Bill Brady believes, setbacks notwithstanding, this third run for the governorship will finally be the charm.
We lost by a few thousand votes, but we won 98 of 102 counties. And as I've traveled around the state, the people who said you got to finish the job you started, so many people have told me I'm the only one who could probably win.
This is Dave McKinney reporting from Springfield.